Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. So tonight, I want to make sure spring is here finally, and it's a great time for cleaning up our Clio account. So I want to make sure that you've got your billing preferences correct. So now, don't get me wrong, I know how it happens. We've been using Clio for quite some time, and back in the day, they didn't have as robust options, let's say. Back in the day, you weren't able to track time on a flat fee matter unless you were going to bill your client for that time. Now, of course, we have non-billable time, which helps in that regard. And there's a lot more options, right? Now we have contingency. We didn't used to have that. So I find that a lot of times we have firms that either haven't updated it since then, or maybe they just haven't updated their procedures, right? So let's take a look at the screen and I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So when I open up my matter here, I can click on edit and it will show me, if I go over to billing preferences, it'll bring me down to the bottom of the screen and show me what my billing method is. Now, if you've already billed on that matter, you may not be able to change it depending on what you're trying to change it to or from, right? But what I really want to make sure is that if you have the opportunity to change it, then let's make sure it's accurate, right? And so I'll show you an example right here. So if we create a new matter and we come down to billing preferences, of course, we now have hourly, flat rate, or contingency fee. And if we make it flat rate, don't forget, you can still track your time. And in fact, by default, Clio will put it in there as non-billable. So you can still track it. We have videos about how valuable that is to figure out how profitable you are. And then contingency, same thing. You can still track it and it does not create a bill for it. So we want to make sure that you're doing that, because I'll tell you, if they're not accurate, it can be really, really tricky when you're going and trying to do any type of bulk billing, right? If I'm trying to bulk bill and I can't do that, it's maybe because it's showing you too many matters that aren't really hourly matters because that setting isn't correct, right? Now, it's one thing to spend the weekend or spend your Friday night updating your billing type and your billing preferences in Clio, but it's another thing to make sure that the people that are opening matters in your office also know about this, right? Because otherwise we're just going to have to do the same cleanup again in another 3 months or 6 months or whatever, right? So number one, go in, make sure they're accurate, make sure you're actually doing signing it up appropriately when you put it into Clio, and make sure your team members know that too, so that this is the last time you have to clean that up. But I'm telling you, it will pay dividends when you go and try and do your bulk billing. There are so many firms out there that say, oh, we can't do bulk billing because this doesn't work right. Well, a lot of times it's because that billing preference is not accurate. So please go back in there, update those, and then it will open up a world of possibilities for you as far as billing and other data collection. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great evening.